We're back.
Finally back. Although the show is tomorrow, but it's fine.
I really want to say, did you miss us? We missed you.
We hope so.
Um, should we just start right away?
Just jump right in, man. What an opening.
Okay,
What an
that
opening.
opening number.
It was fire.
Yes!
It was fire. Like I feel like we haven't had an opening number that had like that much going on in it in like, I don't know, just in a long time. Like it was just fabulous.
Like if I like copy Ezra, it was fire.
Definitely. There was just so much going on. The costuming was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, their outfits were amazing.
I like the new troupe.
I do too.
I've gotten to meet Haley out of the troupe,
Yes.
who is like the sweetest. She was on Derek's tour. Um, so I was really excited to see her. Um, there were some of the troupe members that I will miss, like especially Kaylin and Stephanie.
Yeah.
Um, I am like torn because I know both, like I know Kaylin
Well, yeah,
and
but like here's the thing, like it is good that the troupe gives them a chance to like get other faces in here. And
mhm.
that's kind of what I love about it is it's not goodbye. It's not the end of an opportunity because you never know when they're gonna
Like
come back into play here. So
Alexis War, who was on Troop, she's now a pro on Strictly Come Dancing, and is eating it up over there. So
so you just never know. It's never
exactly.
goodbye. It's always just the opening of a different door. So
I will
yeah,
say I also love the little like dance moment with Bruno and Derek. We did miss Carrie Ann.
for
We don't
sure.
know, we know she was under the weather. We don't know what's going on, but um
Back tomorrow, as far as I know. I haven't
that's what I'm
heard
hoping.
anything else.
I miss the third judge. Like I know
Yeah,
there
I did
like
too.
a lot of things of saying, oh, who do we want as judges, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. I think they just need that third voice
Yeah.
because the two judges, it went too quick and it just they agreed a lot and didn't agree. Like I
Yeah.
like that conflicting
A
views of
little
just
bit.
another point of
Yeah,
view on it. So
for sure. So I'll be definitely glad to have her back. So yeah. All right, let's jump in since we have a lot of couples. What a great bunch. What a great bunch this
we got
is.
good celebrities this time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Love them. Love them. So Jordan and Ezra kicking us right off
with the
with a
salsa.
salsa.
Um, so and the other thing too that Derek said is that they were giving lower scores across the board, which I think is really good to actually set them up. It
Definitely.
there are some people that, including this couple, sometimes I wonder if they were underscored or overscored. You know what I mean? Like it depends. I feel like
Yeah.
going first in,
Always is tough.
in a competition any day, but especially the very first premiere, you are trying to set a balance of where everyone is and you're kind of assuming of where other people are. And I know you should be judging on their individual person, but looking at where some other people scored,
100%.
and I know they said there wasn't a lot of salsa in this. The thing
Now
that's
that I agree with. I do agree with that. I feel like we threw a little bit more of the tricks in there because Jordan is who she is. But this has always been the thing with the gymnasts. We've always thrown in those first couple of weeks so many tricks because they can do it. And that's what I love. But
and
now it's going to the next step now.
and I think the thing is people are used to seeing like somebody like Daniela who can do a trick and go right into dancing. But when
Right.
you have somebody who is yeah, she can flip, there's no question. But like Sharna was I watched her review and I was like, that makes a lot of sense where she was explaining this, where you have somebody who lands the flip but safely to go into the choreography, to go into that next step. That's a challenge because you need to make sure your partner is safe. And her
Definitely.
explaining that I thought was a really good point,
Mhm.
for the reason of why the choreography is the way the choreography was.
Yeah.
Um, and it's that tricky. You want to wow people, and then and then it's very interesting the strategies that some of these pros are using across the board. Um, because like in this one, it was let's wow, let's make that moment. with the flips, 'cause she's the only one that could do something along those
Right.
lines.
But I do think that you need that, especially in an opening, right? The very
Hmm.
first person to go, you do need that
Power.
extra,
Yeah.
yeah, extra, I don't know, jazz. Like you needed that. So it got people hyped up. And then of course, like you said, the scores just certainly, I don't think really reflected that very much. But first one out of the bat makes it tough. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm excited to see what more comes from Jordan because I think she's got hopefully a long road ahead of her and a good road ahead of her.
I like their partnership too. I feel like they
So
connect well.
yeah. So
So then our next one was Dylan and Daniela with a cha-cha.
they took this exactly as I expected, which was from a giggle fest. Like just a
But
fun.
can we just talk about like he's good. Um,
He's got some stuff going in there.
he
Got
has
some hits
good
going, you
hips.
know?
He had um really good like transition and momentum, like his like opposition of his hips and the ribs, and
Hmm.
like went so well in the leading. I know they talked about the frame, and in like in a Latin frame, it's different from like this type of frame to where you're low. You still need to have good solid strength arms and have those elbows out. If you look
Yeah.
at it too, like he's floppy
Hmm.
and in it.
That, and I feel like that we talk about this a lot, right? That making every move have purpose,
Right.
even the walking moments.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really what's going to transition him into kind of out of that lower pack and into that middle pack and maybe even up a little higher, is making purpose of every single movement.
I agree. Um, but he's also, I think you got the heartthrob side for him too, which is going to work for him
It
in
will
that.
work in his favor. Yes.
Exactly. So it was fun and Danny does such a great job of her choreography is
She's
always,
always done that.
yeah,
She's always just choreographed to who she has been paired with. She is like the perfect example of really doing what you need for your celebrity. And she's always
absolutely.
just been fabulous at that.
Yeah. Our next one, Elaine and Alan. I'm very excited because Elaine's coming to OFC. Uh,
Oh, that's awesome.
right after Dancing with the Stars, so I'm gonna be like, yeah, I voted
That's
for
great.
you.
I love that. You know, my thing with Elaine is not being afraid to really sink into those legs and like sink into the lines and do all of that. But it was so much fun. I loved the little hat. Like that was just obviously starting off like that. That's what we know Elaine for. So that was great. And I give her a lot of credit for wearing that fringe because we have talked about how that fringe is heavy.
Heavy,
And I mean, it's not the pants, but it's still fringe around the waist. So it's
absolutely.
definitely still heavy. So I give her a lot of credit for wearing that week one. That was
The
awesome.
the one thing for her, and this is a common thing for those who have dance experience but not ballroom, is she is anticipating that next move. So she
Hmm.
doesn't finish all her lines. So it's not always completed. And it's going into that next movement. Like she needs to settle into her movements and completely finish it before she moves on. And so she's anticipating that. Um, the other thing too for her is, and I learned this from Sharna on this one. Um, it's very interesting. Like if you look at her scores, who got a 6 and a 6 versus Alex and Vale, 7 and 6. Um, Vale leads his partners. His hands was on Alex, and we'll get there the whole time, versus Elaine, who's doing something more independently. So it's like, how much do you give where they let somebody do some things more independently versus
Hmm.
that? And I was like, when she said, like, I didn't pick that up until
Hmm.
like I was watching the reviews and stuff on that, and I was like, how fair, like, it, and that's the choreographer aspect of like what you allow and your strategies that you have to do. And I just found that was a very interesting strategy that one used and one didn't use
Yeah.
in that
You know
area.
what else though that I noticed with Elaine that I don't always notice with celebrities, and I guess this comes with the type of celebrity that is on the show is that, and I think this also goes with your other comment about finishing every move, is she was very camera aware, which we
Yes.
don't always see that. And like I said, that's just the type of celebrity that she is, being an actress versus, a gymnast or something like that, or a basketball star or whatever. And I think that also comes into not finishing the moves because you're also hyper aware of like, where is the camera? Where is the blocking? Where is all those other elements? So it's finding that happy medium and mixing it all together and finding what is going to work best. So,
It's interesting. I was watching the other thing I listened to, which was hysterical. If you get a chance, Pod Meets Girl. It's
mhm.
Ryder Strong. It's and oh my goodness, I'm blanking on his name. Will, um, Corey's brother from Boy
Will
Meets World.
Turner from Pirates? No, I don't
No. Um,
know me.
Boy Meets World, Corey's brother. I'm totally blanking on his name. Ron Stoppable's voice.
I don't remember.
I'm so sorry if you see this. I am totally having a brain fart right now. Um, it's Will something. Oh, anyways, they did a podcast, and usually Daniela's on it too. It's the three of
Uh-huh.
them. But obviously Daniela's doing Dancing with the Stars. But the two boys did it, and they're like, "We've never seen this show before. We know nothing about what we're talking about." But the thing they talked about too is the entertainment value of some of the celebs versus the others,
Sure.
and how much that reads to the audience. Um, which is so true.
It is
Um,
true. But
and
now is the hard part because now you're out of introductory week. So now you're out of that fun of who you are and displaying who you are. And now you get into the nitty-gritty of actually portraying other characters or portraying other people or just dancing to a story. So now you're in a completely different ballpark from here on out.
right. So it's really being able to lead the audience through a story or something in that dance that really is going to entice to bring them in. They have to be very aware of that. Because if you don't have that, and we'll get into that, I think, with some of these people, it gets boring and you lose them. I'll be honest. Your
Yep.
dancing can be great, but you might not get that, oh, wow, value that you could. Where Elaine has that. And that's why I bring that up because it was so entertaining. Whitney and Mark. Um,
Go.
first of all, oh, Mark, I'm so happy he's back.
Me too.
Um,
I'm shocked that he's back, but here we are. So,
I thought he was gonna be a judge. It's okay.
yeah, I thought we were gonna fourth judge it. So,
I did too. Um, but I'm happy he's back because I love his
anyway, I love
choreography.
watching him dance. So, yeah, I got no problems with this.
Um, also Whitney, um, yes, she has dance experience. She does not have ballroom experience, which is a very, as
It's
someone
very
who
different.
has not a ton, but I do have some ballroom experience, and right, I have a lot of main dance.
What?
Um, what?
I
What?
never knew that.
I don't know. It's not like I teach dance 4 nights a week now this
Not
year,
at all. Not at all.
and I'm choreographing 3 shows at the same time. No, I'm not
I don't know how
I'm
your brain
directing.
handles it.
I'm directing 2 shows and choreographing 2 shows at
I
the
say
same
that as
time.
I'm sitting here learning like 12 songs at the same time. So, it's fine.
We're winning. I'm
Oh
just
my
telling you
gosh.
all, February to April, if you don't see me, it's because I'm working on shows. Just saying, for the record, really, it
We don't
starts
need
in
to see you.
January.
As long as I see your occasional reels pop up, I know you're alive. So,
That'll happen because they'll be happening at dance.
anyway, oh my, right off topic. But really not at the same time. Okay, my thing was not squeezing the backhand. And I know it's a nerve thing, right? When you're in hold and you're like, the hand is on the back. Like I feel like it was kind of squeezing and it was kind of spidering a little bit. But I think it's a nerve thing that just happens.
For me,
Um,
she keeps
but
looking, she looks. like
downward.
down a little bit, and she just needs to lift her chest up in that frame, and it's really just the framework. Otherwise, it was pretty fantastic.
It was
Like
really
she's so strong. Um,
incredibly strong. I cannot wait to see what other routines they come up with. So
Absolutely. Um, Next one was Baron and Britt with a cha-cha. He has charisma.
yes,
Um,
I
he,
like all our sports people always do.
yes,
I
he's
love it.
very flat-footed.
Very most of the time, most of the athletes
Like a chat or
not always.
like
Yeah,
he would for the cha-cha, it's like supposed to be on the ball of your foot, like where you slide and like go into it. And he did heel leads at times. And you're not
my other
supposed to
thing
have
is
heel leads in cha-cha.
yeah, and my other thing is with him, and then there's a few others coming up here that I feel like this is the same scenario where when you add in the fun parts, you kind of forget about the other moves and the importance of the other moves because you're anticipating that the funny thing is coming or like the
Or I
projected
really
move
enjoy
you're
this move and I
expected to
can't wait to
do.
get there.
Exactly. And so then you rush through just to get to that particular part. And then that part ends and we're like all hyped up because we're like, that was awesome. And then it's just like,
Yeah.
like what happened? So yeah. So like it was fun. That's what it's meant to be. It was fun.
He's got musicality though. Like
He
his
does.
yeah, like there's a lot of potential there.
I literally wrote, I saw some moves in there. Okay.
I will say I'm a little worried. I think he might be in the bottom.
We'll
Like
see.
bottom three, possibly. I don't know. Like, but we also have a whole nother week to like compare it on. But like if I had to
Yeah.
guess, and it's not so much because of his dancing. I think it's just because I'm not a if it was me, I'm not a basketball person. So I have Baron, I'm sorry. I don't know who he is.
I mean, but like that's the thing, like, and that's what I love about this show is that you don't necessarily need to know who they are because you're gonna learn who they are, and that's what I
Exactly.
love about it. And like, here's the thing: we've had sports guys win.
Yes, we
It
have.
is possible to drastically put all that effort in
Like
and take it
Rashad
to the.
Jennings, no idea who he was before he came on the show.
I did, but you did. That's just me. But like, by the time he made it to the end and he won, like the transformation was phenomenal. So it's always possible to do that. And that's what I love about the show.
Yeah. It's a story. Like, can you tell that story all the way through?
Absolutely.
Next one was Alex and Val. Am I saying that right? Is it
Yeah,
Alex?
Alex. I think it's
Okay.
Alex.
Um, with a cha-cha.
Can I
Um,
just say we got some beautiful legs?
yeah. Well, she has dance
Wow.
experience. Like there was
I
a video of
know.
her doing like hip hop.
I know.
Um,
But
and
now
she,
I need to sink into the legs some more.
yeah.
I need some more levels with the legs because it's like, ooh, but like
But the straight
now I need
legs
to
and
use
like her
them.
technique wise was very good. Again, she didn't do anything independently. Vale moved her from place
Yeah.
to place, sit to sit, place to place, which is a strategy that they can use.
Yep.
Um, I also felt like she was super nervous because I didn't get that entertainment value. And again, she's not an actress, she's an
Nope.
influencer.
Yep.
So, but with having dance experience, I struggle with that because as a dancer, you are trained to act. So, like, how much do you
You
know now in
are,
a hip
but
hop
when
world,
you
it's different,
do, yeah, I was gonna say it's different in hip hop and when you are in, an influencer level, and that's kind of where you are. Remember, you can record a video 100 times before you post it, before you
right?
do something like that. Whereas this is all out on the floor, all at once. So that plays a big role in it. But
And it's the first time too where you're like,
that's the first one.
Are you a little nerd? Like, are things, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised with hers with a 7.6. I probably would have gone 6.6 if it was me.
Hmm.
Um, but hey, I'm not the judge.
But definitely opportunity.
Yes.
So
Our next one's Scott and Riley. I'm so sad because I love him.
I do too.
And he like the things he does well so, like so well. There was not a ton of content. Sorry, my dog
No,
is crying over here.
but here's the thing with singers. We don't generally get a whole lot of singers. And I feel like singers are much more upper body aware than they are lower body aware, right? You are breathing in your upper body. The way that you hold your upper body is completely different so that you can sing, so that you can have the appropriate breath support and you can do all of those things. You really don't pay attention to your lower body. So, yeah, we could sit here all day and say that, yeah, he's on stage and he's in front of people and he's got all of that going, but like he's an upper body person. And you could totally tell because the lower body totally lost.
Hmm.
It it had no clue what
He's
was
very
happening.
wide in his stance. Like he needs to
Very. That's what I
go
mean. Like,
through and go through the paths of the movements that as a ballroom dancer. But
so that
yeah.
that went as I would have expected it to go, right? Heel leads, not really, like you said, being more wide stanced instead of keeping the legs underneath the body.
Well, it
But
was
like
a
the
tango,
upper
so there are
body,
some heel like there are heel
there
leads.
are
Yeah.
to some extent, but not as many, and not in certain areas.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like, that it went as I expected. The upper body was much stronger than the lower body was. And so, I think if you gotta have a focus somewhere, that's where it needs to be. It needs to be
But it
in
was
the
super
lower.
entertaining.
It was very entertaining.
And
He's an
that's
entertainer.
it's like, do people go for the entertaining or the technique of the dance? It's very
Right.
interesting in those sides, and you never quite know because that's the one thing I would be so fascinated. I wish they would reveal the statistics for the voting after
Mm,
a season is over or something.
yeah.
They don't tell us that, so it's a guessing game across the board.
Yeah. But I loved this. I loved the song choice. I loved the story of like why Gaga, and like
Yes.
it was just so cool. It was just great. So, and I give
Um,
them a lot of credit for being here because they're going out on tour soon, and
at the
it's
end
gonna
of
be
it,
a
he'll
crazy
be
ride.
going back and forth.
Yep, it's gonna be a crazy ride for him, but I'm excited to have him here. So I thought it was a joke when I read the rumor that he was joining. I was like, no way.
It was funny because as soon as I saw that he was joining, I looked at it and I was like, he's pulling a Derek where they have all the Tuesdays off. And I was like, it's possible. So, yes.
Mhm.
Hi. My dog wants attention and she
And
is
sleeping on the floor. I
making
put this
lots of
really
noises
fuzzy
over
carpet in
here.
here, so she sleeps on the floor now. She's tired.
Um, the next one, Danielle and Pasha.
Hmm.
This was solid. Like she had really good leg motions and like movement through the body. Really good technique, but the thing for her and like she had like great face is there was not an overproduction. It was very reserved and pulled in. Now that could be a strategy,
Right,
but
right.
my fear for her is that could that make it forgettable in
Hmm.
that dance? Because like I
Yeah.
said, overall it did really well. And is she the greatest? No, but is she the worst? Absolutely not. I would say right in the middle, but more on the upper end of the middle
Yes.
line. Um, and she tells a story. You could tell she was a little nervous, but not by far. And like when it was interesting listening to Pod Meets World, they were like she was so nervous, but you wouldn't know that unless you knew her. Um, and it's Topanga. I love Topanga.
Yeah. My thing is, and I think this goes along with kind of what you said, is more levels, more kind of drawing in how can we connect more of this together?
Well, like you have like someone like Alex who had like a flaming hula hoop. Um, and like along those lines, like versus this one was very reserved. It was just them dancing. It was a proper
Totally
technique.
different.
But what can you do to play to the audience? Um, yeah.
That's the question.
Like it goes back to like Whitney and Marks. They broke hold a couple times, which is technically not the rules for a tango, a proper tango, but it also played to the audience of what the audience wants and feeling like that, filling that need of entertainment value versus the content. So it's that struggle where I feel like this was more content. There's another one that we'll get to um later on, but they did the same thing. Um, but at least Daniela like has that entertainment value, but I'm worried that it just got lost.
We'll see.
Next one, Jen and Yan. Uh, and they had a salsa.
I'm like full of tricks. So many different tricks in here, which I'm surprised by, but
They like got like judged by the judges. Obviously they got judged by the judges. Uh, but they got nailed on the amount of tricks. It was the last trick that overdid it. It was the cartwheel, that
yeah,
windmill. Um, the other
yeah.
thing for her is she needs to point her toes because
Mm-hmm.
I think that last cartwheel, windmill thing, her feet were not pointed and they were just
And I think that's what overdid
flopping.
it, right? Because it was like, oh, oh,
And it didn't look
okay,
good. Like if it's not a trick that looks good and flatters your partner,
not gonna work.
don't use it. And that's okay. Um, but she has rhythm and everything else was like the other lifts were very proper for the salsa and like she had good hip movement. Um, so very good, but it's really working on those feet for her.
Yeah.
Then our next one was Corey and Jenna with a tango.
Mm-hmm. I was, I like it
He's
was
very good at
fun.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, like I mean, it was fun. It had a little bit of flair in it. I read a lot of things about him not being at rehearsal a lot, so I was kind of not really sure what I was expecting, and it kind of was as I expected. I kind of wish there was a little more to it, but first week, I guess.
Um, and he's older. He's fighting with what he has to do with his body, so
Yep,
it makes sense. Like,
yep.
I feel like
Yes, it
Jenna did a
does.
good job with him, like for his age,
I
his
agree.
ability, but he needs to work on
A lot.
the dancing.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like yeah, it falls in the same category as earlier. The MJ section, the fun section, the section you're waiting for is that. And
Yep.
then the rest of it just kind of falls flat because it's like, oh, well, where was that energy a minute ago or
Right.
30 seconds ago?
Lauren and Brandon Tango. I'm sorry, Brandon, I think is the mo like one of the most underestimated choreographers on the show. His choreography when he has somebody who can do it is so good.
Uh-huh. I'm
She is so
excited.
sharp, so clean. She needs to work on her spot a little bit. Like
Mm-hmm.
when she turns, sometimes she'll stumble or fall out of it.
Which will then, of course, help with the balance because I was kind of
Yes.
like
And the
balance
other thing
issues
is
going
like,
on.
and I think part of it is because like you feel that like you when you come in and you feel like that sexy like
Mm-hmm.
pose that you want to do. Um, it's her head's going down and coming down. Like she needs to open up again, lift her chest up. Um,
Yeah.
but overall, like it was amazing. It was one of the best numbers of the night.
Right. For this being kind of like a random toss in, jumping into
And
the
I think
show
she was
kind of
like one of the
thing.
last ones to be
One of
added
the
in, so
last.
like less rehearsal time
I
too.
kind of wondered where that was coming from with them coming back together to be with the Jonas Brothers. And I was like, Fifth Harmony, where did that come from? They
Yeah.
haven't been together in years. And then all of a sudden she was announced, and I went, oh, well, that's kind of cool. I
Yeah.
was like, all right.
Next one is Andy and Emma with the cha-cha. Andy, it's not gonna be about the dancing.
I said peacocking is the name of the game, like that idea of like the flair,
Yes.
make it all come
It's gonna
out.
be his story and just improving every week. Either feet his footwork or timing could work on. Pick one.
Yeah,
Improve it each time, and I think it's just
a
that
little bit.
storytelling. I don't think he's going to be one that lasts as long as others, but Emma
Yeah,
is so good with older contestants.
he really
Like
is.
Reggie, I loved Reggie last year. Like it's that same type of feel.
Yeah, yeah. What I think a little more flair than Reggie.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Andy's got it in him. I think he just needs to accept what he has decided to do with his life right now. And
exactly.
like you said, pick something to really hone in on and just give it your all and just focus in on that. So
Yep.
you never know. That's the other thing with the show. You never know.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Hilaria and Gleb, um, who had a cha-cha. Now the thing with Hilaria is she has the most Latin experience that anyone ever has had on the show, which is controversial.
Mhm.
Um, but the thing for her and is that this dance, the content was fantastic and like the judges raved, but there wasn't entertainment to it.
Mhm.
Like, yes, she had great, retention in her body and that push and flow and settling in her movements and the straight leg action and walking on the balls of her foot. Like she had all of that, but it's the
You're missing
entertainment.
that
Like,
next step. Yeah.
and I feel like they went very proper with this dance, but it
Hmm.
didn't read to the audience
Hmm.
as much.
I agree. Yeah, my thing is even with her having the amount of history that she does, I do think that it is really important to mention her extreme surgery that pulled her out of all of this and the fact that she is now going to re-put her body through an extreme amount of of just routine and going back into all of that when that hasn't happened in a very long time. And recovery wise too. So I think that's, we could sit here all day and say, yeah, she does have the most training ever. However, with that being said, she hasn't done it in a long time. And when you don't do those things, is it easily going to come naturally back? I think Gleb really wanted to like test that and see, like, okay, what can she really do? Getting back into this again. Where are we at starting out here and kind of challenging himself to see where they were so that he knows what he's dealing with going forward.
Good point. And then our last one, Robert and Whitney. And it was fantastic.
I love
I was very lucky last time when Bindi was on the show. I actually got to
it.
go
Hmm.
to Dancing with the Stars and I got to meet Bindi. Um, and like there it was very cool. They had very classic moments to Bindi's first jive dance where like he ripped off the shirt, like she ripped off the dress. It was in the khaki. So I thought that was a little nice homage to it.
So awesome.
Um, his flicks and stuff were really good, but the thing that was killing me is his foot was sickled. It was
Yeah.
turned in when it and like they didn't bring that up and they're like, you had good flicks and gigs, and I was like, but the foot was sickled and it was driving me nuts.
I know. But like
But it was
this
my
is
favorite dance
somebody
of the night. People don't get me wrong. I voted like he might be my favorite. I don't know. Like I have
he
like
is my
I'm really
favorite.
torn on this guys, but like
I'm throwing it right now. He's my
the
favorite.
sickle
I'm
foot.
done. I'm done. I agree, but like at the same time, this is somebody who has zero
I
dance
know.
experience, literally nothing. To get out on the floor and do that
Yes.
is out of this world, is out of this world. But I will admit, Brian said something after I showed him, my husband said something after I showed him this dance. I was like, oh my gosh, you need to watch this. And he pointed out a very important part of the Irwins and who they are. And like he said, to do what they do, you need to know where your body is and all the parts of your body at all times.
That's a really
So
good point.
right? I mean, you imagine there's a snake, right? You need to know like where the snake is and where your body is. And like if you're out with a crocodile, like you need to make sure your legs are not too far apart because if they're too far apart, the crocodile going, you know what I mean? Like,
I never thought about it in that way.
right? You gotta love his brain. But it's like he's not wrong. He has a different
Thank you, Brian, for
way
that
of
analogy.
yeah, of like looking at his body and the way his body needs to move. And I do think that's going to give him a little bit of a weird edge for somebody who's never had dance experience. So I'm calling it right now. Robert is my That's my go right there.
It's same with me. Well, we're about to like get cut off here very shortly, so I say we call it a night. We're very excited
Oh
for One
goodness.
Night Wonder.
I didn't get the 10-minute warning up here. It's up on top, but I didn't get like the warning. So I was
Well,
like,
see,
oh,
I got
we're
the
good.
10-minute warning.
I didn't. I was so
So like I'm watching it, I'm like it's gonna be like cutting us off in like 30
well,
seconds to a
I'm
minute.
glad you see it. No, I got 2 minutes remaining.
Oh, okay. I see,
A
I don't
minute
get like a
57.
countdown. I just get the
No,
notification 10 minutes
I
left.
didn't get the notification, but I have a countdown. So we have a minute 51 left.
Woo woo. Well, then okay. We're excited for One Night Wonder or One Night Hit. What is it?
Yeah, it's
One
one hit
time hit.
wonder night. Some of my favorite one hit wonder songs are on here, except I was telling Courtney my absolute favorite one hit wonder song is not on here. You better all go and listen to it. It is September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. But I mean, they did have like some other charters, so that's probably why. But like September was kind of it. But some of my favorite one hit wonder songs are in this night. So I'm so excited. I love one hit wonders. I do a whole music therapy session on one hit wonders, and I'm so excited.
Can we talk about the week that I'm most excited for, which I know you're apprehensive about, but like I am
Wicked.
so excited for Wicked.
If
So
they put any of the
excited.
new songs in there, I will tell you all I'm not watching it. I will not watch.
You'll
I don't
just
want to
talk
hear
to me.
any of the
Just
new
interview me for
songs.
that show because I will gladly watch it with like popcorn of green and pink.
I will too, except the one dance. If there's a new song, I will not watch that dance.
I'll be
I'm kidding. I
surprised if they
probably
do
will,
that
but
because I think they want to reveal it with the movie, but I
I
could
know
be
I do
wrong.
too.
I could be wrong, but
I do
hey.
too. We'll see. We'll see. We got lots of fun nights coming up, and we will see you all very soon.
Bye guys.
Bye, everybody.